Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have a comprehensive guide for one of the best decks coming out from Fated Clash, Divine Set 1, and that is Varga, one of the new decks that I guess everyone likes because now is like, you know, the big hot commodity at the moment. So here we go. This is the comprehensive guide for it. Get you started. If you guys are a new player picking up a deck from Set 1, this is the perfect time to get in, and I'll show you everything that you need to build a comprehensive competitive deck and just some options on the side as well. If you guys need any coaching, my Metafy link is in the bottom right hand corner. Feel free to book a session and we can get started. If you guys haven't already, click that subscribe button for all notifications on this channel. So for reference, the deck code for my Varga list, or the standard cookie cutter Varga list, is 3SJ2A. I'll also put it in the description for you guys to have a look. So this is straight out of Set 1. No, you know, super crazy stuff, maybe other than like one card, but majority of this deck comes out of Set 1, right? So we're going to start with the ride line. We're using the Varga ride line, so obviously this starter comes from the starter deck or the booster set. This is the wrong grade 0. The correct grade 0 is the one with the actual effect, so please ignore that. So then the grade 1 we're running is Blazonbar Dragon. So essentially when when this unit is rode upon by Baldorax Dragon, which is the grade 2, you can call this to rearguard and soul charge 1. And it essentially becomes a 10k attacker or booster if your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater Varga. Then Baldorax Dragon, probably one of the best cards in the deck and pretty much a mainstay for Varga, I think. When this unit is rode upon by the grade 3 Varga, call this out to rearguard. And the second skill is why it's important. So order on rearguard when this unit attacks a Vanguard. If your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater Varga, this unit gains +5. End of battle, retire this unit and draw a card. This is important because essentially Varga blows up your front row, so you want to make the most out of your rearguards before they essentially get retired, right? So speaking about that, now we have Varga, one of the actually probably impactful D grade 3s to ever live at the moment. So the first skill is auto Vanguard circle once per turn. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, +1, retire all of your and your opponent's front row rearguards. So that's why it's important to make use of your front row rearguards before they get absolutely nuked, right? And this unit gains +10, and at the end of battle, stand this unit and it gets -2 drive until end of turn. The restanding bit, if you CB1, oh no, it's a full stop. So regardless, it will always stand with -2 drive, right? And yeah, that's just how it is. So it actually contradicts the overtrigger for Dragon Empire in some occasions, right? Anyways, we'll get onto that a little bit later. So the Divine Skill. So Divine Skill is a once per game skill. So if you guys come from Pokemon, it is like V-Star or GX, pretty much a once per game skill. Auto Vanguard Circle at the end of battle that this unit attacked a grade 3 or greater unit. If your opponent's damage zone has 4 or more cards and this unit attacked 2 or more times this turn, +1, stand this unit and it gets drive +2. So essentially you want to use the Divine Skill on your third attack, right? So you attack with this first, restand -2 drive, hit for blanks, well, no drive checks, and then restand, attack for 2 drives again, right? So Varga, you know, when you're going for your push or final turn, you're pretty much attacking 3 times with the Vanguard, and it's pretty disgusting, not gonna lie. So yeah, that is Varga. Now going through the main deck, we obviously play 3 more Varga for the Persona Ride. Persona Ride is really important in this deck, essentially making your front row big. You're having multi-attacks on the front row, and you're restanding Vanguard, right? So you really want the power on the middle column. So Persona Ride is very, very important. Then we play 3 of this grade 3. It's Obduracy Glaive Dragon. So continuous front row rearguard during your turn. If your front row does not have any another rearguard with the same card name as this unit cannot be retired by card effects and it gains +10. So this card is really good in the front row because Varga can't retire it, right? As long as you don't have another card in the front row with this name, Yeah. Continuous rearguard circle. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Varga in its card name, this unit gets boost. So the good thing is that you can keep this in the front row and have one in the back row, and it doesn't conflict with the first skill, which is good, right? So you essentially have a boost in the back row, have this in the front row, and it's good because you can start to interchange, right? So you can push this at the back, and then put like a boulder axe in the front on one turn, and then next turn you can shift it in front and put like another booster behind. So it's very flexible in the column, being able to switch whenever you need to. Then probably one of the mainstays for Varga for its lifetime is Drag Ritter Shura. Until something pretty much overtakes this card is absolutely insane. So auto rearguard circle when this unit attacks, energy blast 2, this unit gains plus 5k until the end of battle. Choose up to one of your rearguards with a different card name from this unit, and it gets, when this unit is retired from rearguard, put this card into hand until the end of turn. So it's really important because you can put this effect on something that doesn't get rid of itself, and then it bounces back to hand when Varga retires it for the front row nuke, right? The second skill, when this unit is retired from the rearguard circle by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Varga, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, count +1, call this card to rearguard, and it gains plus 10k. Really, really strong, because essentially you're getting what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacks just by having one copy of this. You have 2 copies, it's like CB2, you get 6 attacks. The divine skill, you get 7 attacks. Like, it's actually ridiculous, right? But essentially, you always want to have one copy of this on any given turn to maximize, well, not maximize, but to efficiently push your opponent with 5 attacks minimum. But yeah, this card is just really, really good. Being able to just free refund a card, any card, trigger even, and then just bounce it back to hand, which is really, really strong. Then we play 4 of the new cycler cards. So Drag Ritter Full Heart, auto, when this unit is placed on Guardian Circle from hand or discarded from hand for the right deck, you can count +1 or energy blast 3 and draw a card. Really strong because essentially you just drop it onto the Guardian Circle, count +1 to draw 1 at any point in the game. Actually ridiculous. Energy Blast 3 is like expensible in this deck because it actually doesn't use a lot of energy. Like the only energy user is Shura, so you're able to just build up energy, drop this, Energy Blast 3, call it a day, right? The second skill is auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard, if you persona row this turn, you can count +1 or Energy Blast 3. Choose a grade 1 card without Sentinel from your drop and call it to the back row rearguard circle. Very strong because we have very important grade 1s in this deck, which we'll explain in a sec, that essentially refunds itself and draws a card, right? So essentially the second skill is more so just a way to be able to build up hand without actually needing to use much resources at all. So the card that you call essentially becomes a card in your hand, right? So Boulder Axe Dragon, we explained that already. We need to maximize the copy of this card. It's really strong. And one of the more important grade 1s is Impale Horn Dragon. So continuous rearguard circle during the battle that this unit attacked. If you have a grade 3 or greater Varga, it gains +5. So it's a 13k booster. Really strong. Auto rearguard circle, when this unit boosts a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Varga in its name, this unit gains +2k until end of battle. So it's a 15k booster behind the Vanguard. At the end of battle, you can soul blast one, retire this, and draw a card. Again, you stick this behind the Vanguard, your Vanguard hits big, you kill this off, you draw a card, you dump triggers on your Vanguard, and your Vanguard restands. So strong, right? Alternatively, you can save this for the second swing. So you go first swing, second swing with big numbers, and then your opponent's forced to guard, even though you don't have any drive checks on the second swing. Very, very strong grade 1. And also in conjunction with the cycler card, you're able to bring this back. We play 3 PGs, and I purposely put in the set 1 PGs for all newcomers into the game. This PG is available in set 1. Then the only card, it's one of the few cards that is not available in set 1, is Crimson Scale Sword Maestro Bernia. So this is a grade 1 that was used in Gandiva. So the skill is auto rearguard circle, when this unit At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. If any player's rear guard were retired, you can bind this unit face down and draw a card. Just cards that essentially remove itself and draw a card. You just go through your deck, try to find your Persona Rides, try to find your key pieces, try to find your Shuras, and you know, get to where you need to be. Then the other grade 1 is Drag Ritter Mid-Hat. So the skill is auto rearguard circle. When this unit stands by your card ability, you can retire this unit and draw a card. Well, Varga restands, you're going to sack this, you're going to draw a card, call it a day, right? Happy days. Again, you know, you can call it off the Full Heart, which is, you know, a card that if you say like if you got 5k, you drop into the bin, you can call it back, sack it off, and then hopefully draw into like a 15k, so you actually trade really well. So that's that. Then onto triggers. So we do play the blue OT. So it does furrow. Essentially, when you check this offensively, you choose a card from your drop zone, you put it into hand, choose one of your units, gain crit, 100 million, draw one, just like any other over trigger. We don't play Drag Vader because it counteracts with Varga's skill, unless you're a magician and, you know, hit it on like, I don't know, the divine skill turn, then, you know, happy days. But yeah, it's just not reliable to run Drag Vader, but it's not to say you cannot run Drag Vader, right? We play 8 crits, and I purposely played 4 vanilla crits because it makes numbers really nice. This deck doesn't use that much soul, if any. And yeah, it's just, there's no real need for a 4K, especially if like you need to drop a vanilla trigger to bump up 1 tier. Playing vanilla triggers is better. 4 vanilla heals and 3 effect draws. Draws probably better in this deck than front because you essentially want to find your key pieces and your Persona Rides. We do play the Chalice as the Regalis piece. More Persona Rides is really important for this deck. And then 1 Elementari because we play 3 of the grade 1 PGs. So I want to kind of talk about some options that you can play in this deck. So the first one is, I'm just going to press confirm here. So you can change the ride deck a little bit if you want to kind of experiment with this deck. So you can play the Bavsagra line. So you can play the grade 0 and the grade 1 Bavsagra. So Bavsagra ride line. Essentially when you ride the grade 1, you're able to find the shield and then grabbing the shield back into hand. The extra like call off the grade 1 for the Varga ride line is alright, but just having an extra card, being able to decompress 1 card is actually pretty strong. So you can look to run this and then like substitute 1 of your slots for that. I guess just for some notice, the most flexible card you can probably remove is Burnia. So we'll talk in the context of removing Burnia for any, you know, flex slots. So if you don't have Elementario, if you didn't pull it from your start deck, it's okay. You can still run the 4th PG, that's a-okay. Now, if you want to interchange Burnia, you can also put in Galnet. Galnet is just great, draws you your card, 20k shield. Nope, why would you not, right? There is another grade 1 called Shihab, and essentially when this unit is placed on rearguard, this unit gains +5 until the end of turn, so it's an 11k booster on place. But the second skill is continuous rearguard. When you would ride from the ride deck, you can ride by putting this into soul instead of discarding a card. Really important because you can essentially drop this behind the Vanguard and your opponent can't just drop a 15k for no pass. And then you have security to be able to ride up without expending a card, right? So it's essentially you're using this as your discard fodder, but being a booster is just really good, right? So you can interchange this with Shihab if you like. But yeah, I mean, all of your grade 1s are, you know, they essentially draw you 1 anyways. So the role of this card, which is why I play Burnia, the role of this card is the same as Burnia, but Burnia is just later in the game. But I guess, you know, you can just drop the Burnia early or drop like the Impale Horn early, and it serves the same purpose aggressively as this card. And then it essentially refunds itself later on. Then we spoke about it before, you can play Drag Vader if you like. If you don't have access to the blue OT, playing Drag Vader is okay. Another card I could probably think of is you play the red OT, but yeah, it's very, very situational where you need to play the red OT, I think. You kind of need Shura or the grade 3 in the front row. But yeah, you can play the red OT as well. Burning Flail Dragon, if for, you know, some odd reason, you know, you have this lying around, you find you need Soul, you can swap 4 of the vanilla crits for 4 of the effect crits. And then I guess the alternate Regalis piece that you could run is Bracing Angel Ladder. Forbidor doesn't really work in this deck, unfortunately. And the other Regalis pieces, if any, were there any more? I think, yeah, it's just Bracing Angel Ladder, really. Ladder and, Evergreen. So I guess you could play Evergreen if you really want to, but I think Chalice is just ultimately the best Regalis piece for this deck. Purely because you need Persona Rights, right? So yeah, this is probably one of the best competitive decks come this set and the next set as well. It gets a really strong grade 1, which essentially buffs this deck a lot. And we've seen a lot of, you know, Varga results in the JP side. So, you know, if you essentially invest in this deck, like, it's just going to get better and better as time goes. So we're going to jump to CFA. We're going to simulate a little bit about this deck, just kind of like what mulligans you kind of want to keep and stuff. Please ignore this bit. I think I put 1 too many triggers, but it's okay. I mean, we're just going to simulate like the first couple of turns anyways. So going to shuffle top 5. All right, this hand's like pretty bad. So you kind of want to like return all of your triggers and I guess PGs. It's not really needed. This one is okay. I guess we can keep it to put behind the Vanguard or put behind a Rearguard. But even then, like, it feels kind of bad. So I think I do want to find my Persona right. So I'm going to mull 5. Alright, I still didn't find it, but it's okay. We got the Drag Ritter, which is fine. Okay, so let's start. Let's say I'll go first. So draw for turn. We don't have Energy Blastoise, so we don't actually want to ditch this now. We do have double Impale Horn, which really only works behind the Vanguard. So the only way you're getting rid of this is when you ride to grade 3. So we'll ditch this, ride this, pass turn. Yes, I do want to get a crest. Put the crest there. Cool. And then end turn. My opponent attacks. I don't have 15 to guard, so no guard. Take 1. Alright, stand and draw. So here, now you get 3 energy, so you can actually ditch this to draw 1. So let's ditch this, ride this, and then we Energy Blast 3, we draw 1, and then we also call this to the Rearguard and Soul Charge 1. So just looking at this hand, it's actually not bad as an attacker here, right? So gains +2 and you Soul Charge 1. And then because my opponent's 8k, you drop this and pretty much like your opponent can't guard the Vanguard, right? Now, alternatively, you can also put like mid-hat there and then Shura for this to bounce it back to hand the next turn. So I think that's pretty good. So like all columns are like 18, 18, right? Oh no, this is only 8. This is only 8 because I don't have a Varga yet. So actually, this is pretty okay. I think we're chilling. We're chilling, all right? Now, alternatively, you could put Boulder Axe, but I think putting Boulder Axe here, pushing for 2 damage is like pretty good. But then if your opponent attacks Rearguard, I guess it doesn't really matter. If you drop here, if you drop this, the next turn you kind of want... Oh, I guess you do have Energy Blast 2 the next turn. You just need 1 CB. But if I heal out, then it's going to be really annoying. Yeah, but even if I heal out, they're gonna attack the Rearguard anyways. So I guess putting the Boulder Axe here is okay. It can get rid of itself later, but alas. Alright, so we got 18. No, I don't have a Varga, so I don't gain +5. And then 18. And then check 1. Cool, we didn't heal. Happy days, right? My opponent's at 2. Let's just say they guard 15, they're at 1. It's like, alright, yeah. My opponent, you know, rushes back, obviously wants to kill the Boulder Axe. I think killing the Boulder Axe is okay, because you can put the mid-hat behind here, it's like 18, and then put the Shura on the other side, and it becomes 10, which is okay. I think that's alright, yeah? So, kills the Boulder Axe, whatever, and then we take 1. Cool. Stand and draw. Alright, so here, The Impale Horn's kind of useless, but then again, the Flare Veil is kind of useless as well. It's a 10k shield. We're at 2 damage. We're gonna refund what, 2 cards, maybe 3. We get an extra 5k shield. I think Impale Horn in hand here is good because then we can follow up on the next turn. So let's ditch this and ride. And then obviously when ride, this calls itself. So I think maybe here, right, you actually want to call the Boulder Axe here. I guess then you can put Mid-Hat and Shura on the other side, which is pretty good, right? Because then this will be like 23. So it hits over defensives. And then we Energy Blast 2, and then we're targeting this. Oh no, yeah, we're targeting Shura. Actually, Shura doesn't really make a difference here. So actually, we don't really want Energy Blast. Yeah, let's not Energy Blast, right? Because this essentially calls it back anyways, which is fine. Okay, so we want to keep the 8k there because on the second swing we essentially got a 28 column, which is good, right? So Energy Blast 2, I guess you don't really gain too much. 15 is alright, yeah. Let's just Energy Blast 2 for the fun of it. And then this is what, 23. And then it sacks itself and draws a card. And then Varga swings normally because it gains +10 because it retires the front row. And then essentially we're proccing Shura. So Shura's skill, counterblast 1, essentially calls it back and it gains +10. Then we drive check. So check 1, heal. Heal's pretty good. My opponent's like, my opponent's on 3, so heal I guess is not effective. This will be what? 15 plus 23 is 38. It's pretty disgusting. So we'll put the heal there and check second check. Cool. And then it stands with -2 drive. This gains +2, +5, +5 +2, right? So +5 because of the first skill. And then essentially when it boosts, it gains +2, giving it 38. Actually, we probably should have boosted with Mid-Hat. Yeah, let's say we boosted with Mid-Hat, and then you retire this and draw. OT, whatever. And then here, let's just say we boosted with Mid-Hat first. Vanguard attack, Vanguard restand, Mid-Hat sacks itself. So actually, it's probably better we put the Shura on this side instead, right? So let's just say if it was like this, right? So in better cases, it would be Shura first, +5, then this for 23, sacks itself, draws a card, and then Varga attacks, and then checks 2. So we checked heal and blank. Then it restands, we sack this, we draw the OT, and then the Shura calls back with +10 here. And then obviously +10 from the heal. Then we go for 28. Then we Soul Blast 1, retire this and draw 1. And then this is 38. We don't have enough energy. So 38, cool. And that's pretty much like as simple as it gets, right? Let's just say, you know, your opponent, you know, gives you a bunch of damage. We've like guarded 2 or whatever. Opponent crits because they're very happy. All right, let's get to our turn. Stand and draw Persona Ride on the Varga. So here it's okay because we have the grade 1. We also have these 2, which is really good, right? So we just drop this, drop this, drop this. Cool. And we have 4 energy, 2 energy for that. I think it's pretty good, right? This doesn't get retired, which is good. So it gains +10. This gains +5. Everything is okay. I think we don't need to use the Energy Blast 2 here first, because essentially when it calls out, it becomes 30. So you dump all the triggers on the Shura anyways. So you go like 28. This is 41. And then Varga attacks, retires 2, doesn't retire the grade 3 because it doesn't get retired. You CB1 call this back. Oh, sorry, I had to CB1 for Shura last turn, so you CB1 call this back. And then, well, CB1 for Varga as well, sorry. And then Sure skill, gains plus 10. And then essentially we can energy blast the next turn, which is okay. And then check 2. So Varga gains plus 10, check 2, 1, crit. Crit's pretty good. My opponent's at 4. So like, if I put crit on the Vanguard and I just divine skill, I might just win, right? So let's... If I get divine skill, then it's twin drive. So I guess I'll put power here and crit to the Vanguard. And then second check, crit. Whew, that's pretty good. So what's that? 43. Let's put... It becomes what? 33, 48. Yeah, I guess we can put there and then crit on rear. So each of them have crit, right? Varga restands for -2 drive. Then this gains plus 2 when I boost. So it's 48, no checks. Activating Impale Horn. So that's Soul Blast 1, retire this, draw 1. And then Varga's Divine Skill. So I can come loss 1 and then restand. And it gains plus 2 drive again. So this is 33 with crit with twin drive. So check 1, check 2. Draw triggers pretty good. Draw 1. And this is 60k. Like, oh, well, 65 if you energy blast 2. That is disgusting, right? So that is pretty much as cookie cutter as Varga gets. Very straightforward deck. Essentially draw Persona Ride and you win with this deck. Very, very strong. So yeah, if you guys are interested in this deck, again, I have the deck lock code, which is 3SJ28. Put it in the description as well for you guys. Feel free to try out this deck. I think this deck is really, really strong, and come set 2 is going to get even better. So if you guys like this video, pop a like, comment down below what you guys think of Varga as a whole deck. I think it's really strong, probably one of the best meta contenders come set 1, and we'll probably see more results in the future with this deck as well. If you guys haven't already, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.